Hi, everyone. I know this is like just doesn't end. This 4 moves in a habit, but we're going to go to move 4. But before that, I just want to point out the read aloud extension. Just a reminder that we are looking at our position on felony voter enfranchisement or regaining the vote. And we're going to eventually get to move 4, where we're going to finally ask ourselves and evaluate our source. But before we go there, I want to introduce you to something that might help you when you're looking through all these sources. Okay, it's a Chrome Web Store extension. It's called Read Aloud, a text-to-speech voice reader. So what you would do is you would search for under the Chrome Web Store extensions. It's called Read Aloud. There it is, a text-to-speech voice reader. Okay, and there's a little video showing you how it works. But instead of a video, which will read aloud web pages, and the reason I'm suggesting reading all these web pages to you is because you're going to be going through a lot of text, right? So let's say this original article that we keep going back to, Restoring Voting Rights to Former Felons, about being civil rights. Watch this. There's Read Aloud. I clicked on it,
voting rights to former
and look what's
felons
going
is one
on.
of the key civil rights issues
It's
of our
reading it
time.
to me.
As November 3rd,
I can stop it. I can pause it. I can stop it. I can start it.
As November 3rd approaches, Americans are making plans to cast their vote, whether via mail-in ballots, early voting, or heading to the polls in person on election day. The right to vote might be guaranteed by the Constitution. But there are over 5 million Americans previously convicted of a felony who have lost their opportunity to make their voices heard in the electoral process. Now, before we go further, and remember, this is what we were reading laterally with, you can make the text larger for yourselves if that makes it easier for you. You make the text smaller. You could put more text on. You can skip sentences. You can do whatever you need to do. Between January and March of 2019, more than 44% of formerly incarcerated Floridians who registered to vote were Black, according to the Brandon Center for Justice.
Now, I just want to point out one more thing. I scroll down in the article. This will just keep reading, even if I go work on other things. Watch. I heard that sentence already. Skip sentence. It's reading, right? Look. I'm working now on my own. So I could keep working and I could listen to the article, or I can maybe take notes or do other things, and it just keeps playing. I don't have to keep the text in front of me, although it is probably much better for your concentration to listen and look at the text at the same time. Just wanted to tell you about that other little feature. And now back to move 4, our next step. Here we go. What do we do next? That's the question. And the question is, we go to move 4. Did you miss anything? Is this claim factual, reliable, and credible? Meaning that it's going all the way back to the beginning. We are answering our position on felony voter enfranchisement, which is that we need to restore voting to some people in jail because it's a civil rights violation. Okay? All the way back here. Let's look. Now that we know what the source, who or what the source is in the larger information ecosystem, how should we approach it? It's an article using other sources that are corroborated or backed up by evidence. Is the source of information qualified to make the claim that it's being cited for? I think it can back it up, but we have to go to the upstream original sources. Does the headline accurately portray the claim in the article, or is it sensationalized? If you actually read that entire article, it keeps sticking to civil rights. I'm going to say yes based on the other sources. Consider the process, expertise, and aims of the source. That's kind of step 3. And we read laterally. Is it reliable and credible information? Yes. I'm going to say yes, although not all the other sources, remember these that we found backing it up, necessarily worked. So this is how to use 4 moves and a habit flowchart. We didn't just jump to it when we see something that gets us upset. We took a deep dive, and guess what? Congratulations. You have checked the facts.